Hey, guys, out to these Pelzer here, the voice coach, your voice manager, coming to you with another episode of the Speak Easy podcast, where we go behind the scenes and talking about what it means to be the successfully paid speaker or author. With that being said, I know you saw the title, guys, and when it comes to empowerment, self-empowerment, man, there's some things that are really not being talked about on the table because we still see people getting frustrated. I mean, honestly, entrepreneurship it has its own stressors, but we know that there's some ways to get over those hurdles. And so I'm super excited about our guest for today and that part. So I want you to make sure that you listen in, give us some feedback, let us know how you like this episode, maybe don't like it, it resonated with you or not. Definitely give us a review over at bit.ly/speakeasy podcast show, because we want to know how your take on it. We want to make sure that we are giving you exactly what it is that you need. So with that being said, we're going to jump into today's topic. So I am excited, guys. We have an amazing guest, and you know what? I'm going to allow her to introduce herself to you because I've gotten to meet her and learn more about her over the last maybe few months, but I don't want to steal this moment. Good afternoon.
Hello there. Thank you so much, Altuvis, for having me here. I'm very excited about this. And hello, everyone. I am Giulia, and I am an identity coach from a tiny, tiny village in Tuscany that you probably have not visited, but that's okay. And I am actually in Oxford right now, looking for more speaking gigs. And what I do in life is I empower women to flourish within big life changes, especially female entrepreneurs, because the birth of a new baby, sometimes a change of career, we push through them, but we don't really get the occasion to pick up what the messages that they have for us. And that's a great shame, because then we have to learn those messages the hard way. So that's what I'm here for.
And that's why I'm so excited about this episode, because a lot of those lessons we have learned the hard way. I've had the opportunity to connect with Giulia in our #Rural Voice League community over on Facebook, and just her presence when she goes live, it's just so energetic. I absolutely love it. So when you hear someone talk about going through, what were some of those things that you had to go through in order to get to this point of where you are right now?
When I hear someone, well, I'm still going through things, and I really make a point of being vulnerable with my audience, because sometimes I have had people that I was inspired from, but I thought they were just too much. I was not going to get to that level. And then when I got to know them better, I found out that they were not doing that good either, or, they had their struggles anyway. And that's why I love your work too, because you don't hide the hard parts. You just get in there and you say what needs to be said. And I try to be the same kind of speaker and coach. And my girls know, because when we do women's circles here in Italy, I always cry almost every time. But that's a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes that's that healing that needs to take place. So I definitely understand that. I also know that when it comes to this process, man, I've had moments where I struggled, and that's one of the reasons why I've become so very transparent. Speakeasy podcast listeners, you guys know that we've been very transparent, even here on the podcast, or if you've seen me live across social media, because it definitely does help. We know that social media, a lot of times we compare ourselves, And, that's one of the hardest things to kind of get over, that hurdle of thinking that I have to look like them, sound like them, or do what it is that somebody else does. So, Giulia, what would be your response to somebody in that space who, they're like, but mine doesn't look like theirs?
That's a good question. So the most difficult, but also the most useful thing to do, in my opinion, and that's why I'm an identity coach, is to realize that once you heal your wounds and once you take the best care of yourself, not just to get by, but to really, really get in there and give yourself all the love, not always what you want happens, but what you need happens, because you are in this flow, and your body and your mind, they know exactly what to avoid, even if it's not present in your conscious mind, right then and there, and then you find out eventually. And this is not magic, really. It's knowing exactly who you are, exactly why you're doing this, and exactly how you want your life to be, and create it little by little. Maybe today you don't have, for example, today I don't have my own house because I'm always traveling, but I choose this. And wherever I'm traveling, I make a point of being safe and being where I want to be, doing what I want to do, because this is not, I am hustling and I am creating the life I want. And oh my God, this makes me so tired. This is, I'm hustling and I'm creating the life I want. And oh my God, it's so beautiful. And life couldn't be better than this. And really, it's our pick how to see the situation, because everything will always be both tiring and beautiful. And it's our pick which one of these parts to give voice to. Yeah.
Oh, I agree with you there. Uh, it's been, I think, within the last few years that I really had a huge mindset shift in how I looked at even the things that didn't go right. The business deals that didn't go right, the situations that didn't close doors and closed opportunities that I just knew were for me, but it didn't happen. And in the beginning, I really would get frustrated. I think a lot of us go through that time frame where if something doesn't happen and you just knew that this was going to be your time, it's it gets frustrating. It can be debilitating to your success. It can be debilitating to even just forward motion, because we get in that space of, I thought this was my time.
Oh, yeah. And it's especially hard when you have something big going on. Either you have children or you are in a very dire economical situation. Yeah, I don't know if I said that in a live video, but for a very long time and not very long ago, when I wanted to travel for taking classes or so on, I would pack chickpeas in my luggage. And so I knew that I wasn't going to starve, because worst case scenario, I had my chickpeas. And I understand that this can, someone can say this is no life for me. But the point is, you always have a choice. And if you have kept choosing that over and over, and it makes you feel alive, then there is a reason. There has to be.
Wow. And that's dedication.
Mm.
Dedication to the journey. There's going to be moments where, and I actually like chickpeas. So I'm sitting here like, I like
That's
I'll have
good.
chickpeas rice. Oh my goodness. But it's dedication to what you desire and what you said you would do. And we know that sometimes that's kind of hard because life happens, right? Life happens. anything can just switch at the drop of a dime. But sometimes it can just be you packing something a little extra, or you going and preparing something a little bit more now for a just in case. I mean, we can't prepare for every scenario, but that what you did is a great example of how we can put ourselves in a mindset of, I'm going to at least prepare myself for what I can handle.
Oh, yeah. And that is the basic self-care that I was telling you about. I think this is the one of the most, if not the most undervalued thing when you start your own venture, whichever that is, that you think that you have good basic self-care. Okay, so say, yeah, I'm gonna get through this. But the point is, when the stress gets more, the self-care needs to increase as well, because otherwise there comes the burnout, and a person who is already burned out has more trouble shifting the mindset, because there are a lot of other complications. So I really cannot stress this enough. If you're not doing anything else, if you're procrastinating, if anything is fine, it happens, but just talk with yourself with love and appreciation and gratitude, and don't ever let that voice say that you are not worth it or that you're not good enough, because it's going to make its way into your brain, and then it's hard to make it leave.
Oh, yes, it does. And it's always in those moments where you're like completely down and nothing's going right. Something just happened. And then it's like, was I really supposed to be doing this?
Absolutely.
Am I really on the right path? And you start to question. And now I do want to ask this question, because I know you said that you do a lot of traveling on your own. Has there ever been a time where you travel with others as well, or you've had somebody that's come along on the journey with you?
I have, of course, friends that I've stayed with, but no, I usually travel alone. Also because I often travel in different conditions. Let's just say that. So I don't want to get anyone into all that. But one of my biggest project for 2020 is to actually find some events to do abroad, possibly in the UK, and to take the university students that have been following me in the last few years, because they are sweethearts, and the Italian university really doesn't value students enough, especially social worker, because I used to be a social worker before, so that's why a lot of them follow me now. And I want to take a few of them to show them how it's done, if they want to freelance, or if they want to do something similar to what I do. And I want to be able to pay for this, or for most of this. So this is one of my biggest dreams. I would have paid, I could not have paid gold, but I would have given anything when I was in university for someone to just tell me, this part is done like this, then do your thing, but this is how you start. It would have been
Oh my,
priceless. And
that is awesome. Because I think a lot of times, we all, there's a running joke over here in the US where people, it's like college students change their majors like 5, 6 times.
no.
And, I said, but that's the time for you to change your major. That's the time for you to, kind of find your way around. And often we try, there's like this demand placed on high school students to know what you're going to be when you grow up. What are you going to do? I don't know.
Yeah.
try some things, go out, travel. One of the things that I was able to do earlier, no, last year, I was able to send my youngest daughter to Greece, and it completely changed, her mindset. My older ones, they want to go and travel, and my little sister, she wants to go to Korea for a year. That I'm like, go.
Oh my
I
God,
know
yes.
while they're traveling, I'm gonna be like that nervous mom going, I'm gonna be that nervous parent. But you never know purpose and passion, I mean, to its fullest extension until you go and really take that leap. Like, it's one thing to have your parachute on and be standing on the base. You know how the base jumpers are standing there and they have their parachute on and they have their gear on. It's one thing to be standing there and say, look at how far I've come. But it's a whole other feeling when you jump.
Oh yeah.
And I love that about you, because that jump, it shifts your mindset. When you think about identity, it shifts your mindset. When you go and you do something bold that's outside of your comfort zone, it shifts you. And I'll say 9 times out of 10, it shifts you in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, that other time is the tiny trauma that's gonna go away eventually.
Exactly. That tiny one, you may not have wanted to take that trip. That shouldn't have been a great idea, but but you did
tried.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're not going to knock you for trying it.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
It's another thing that's important to say, because I know a lot of people listening to this will be like, yeah, I want to travel, but I don't have the money. I don't speak another language. And I know for sure, for me and for most of my clients, if not all, the things that have worked have started in a moment where you were not sure, when you were done with everything. It rarely happens when you are fully inspired and you say, this is the moment for me. Because a lot of people are waiting for that, and I think it's a big waste of time, because it's likely not going to come, and it might not be the moment. While if you start, you're getting yourself a lot of tiny moments, and one of them is going to be yours anyway, even if it's uncomfortable.
And you can't wait until that perfect. There's no such. Can we just be honest? There's no such thing as the perfect moment. The perfect moment to get married. The perfect moment to start. There's not. And I think back to Alanis Morissette's song. It's like rain on a wedding day, and you know, and talking about all the different things that could go. Listen, it's a free ride when you already paid. It's those types of things that really do happen. So you can't really plan for all of it. Sometimes that jump is everything. And sometimes you just got to learn to fly on the way down.
Nice.
Yeah, I and I can say this as a single mom, people have said, well, no, you should just go and be safe, quote unquote, and get a job. You should be safe. And well, you don't need to publish 100 books, because you guys, listeners, I'm on a goal to publishing 100 books, right? So if I publish 100 books, what do you need to do that? Because I want to.
Right.
I want the experience of it. What do you want to experience? Now, I always ask this question of everybody that comes on, is what has been a blunder? Have you had anything that you can look back now and say, that was not the best choice at that time?
Oh my God, yes. If I have to pick one, the first year, so I went to get my coaching certification in the USA, although I was still living in Italy, but I thought, well, they invented it. they must be onto something. So I'm just going to go and get my certification there. And then I went back home and I was like, yeah, I'm going to start everything the right way. So I got a loan that I still haven't paid, by the way. And I made a logo. I invested a lot in ads. Why do you invest in ads when you still have no idea like what your niche is? But it's fine. It's fine. It's learning experiences. But still,
Yeah,
made a
exactly.
website. Yeah. And then what happened that 1 year into it, I had no clients, and I realized that I didn't state my mission correctly and my niche and all that. So I did a huge rebranding, and I made the website on my own on WordPress. That was like childbirth, but it was very cheap and it works. It still works. And yeah, I just started doing the free things that you can do, and that eventually started working. Going live and doing groups, all those kind of things. And so
And
if
those
I went back, I would not get a lot. Yeah.
right? Oh my goodness, I cannot stress how many people go, especially now, because I don't know if they have it over in Italy and over in the UK and everywhere, but over here they implemented this new thing where coaches are have connected with like people that do loans, so people can now take out loans to take their coaching program, and I think that is such the opposite of
Yeah.
building a foundation for your business. um if you're taking out the loan before you've even built anything, or you haven't really solidified anything, and there's no guarantee that you're going to go and really make that back, what's the difference between you doing that or you just jumping out and just doing it on your own? And again, now granted, you're going to find some people to connect with. Giulia is an amazing person to connect with. You're going to find some amazing coaches, and you're going to find people. But if you paid out 10, 15, $20,000, that's the loan that you took, and then interest on top of that, you haven't even paid that back yet. It's really difficult to have your head really in the game when it comes to working for your clients and doing what's best for them. So have you found that? I know I found that for me, that it really made me do things that were not in alignment with my mission, that were not in alignment with my core values, because I was just thinking about paying the money back.
Well, in the first few months, absolutely, and because the help was not coming from a place of love and giving, or not only, at least there was always that thing. Yeah, it's not the perfect client, but you do have a loan to pay. And then I did coaching. I got coaching for myself, and that was a stretch, but that one I'm happy that I took, because it allows me to coach from the right energy and do the things that I'm supposed to do, even with the mistakes of the past.
And that shift makes everything feel better, doesn't it?
Very much, very much so, for mental health and everything.
Exactly. It makes it all feel so much better that I'm working with clients that I want to work with, not that I have to work with. I'm saying yes to opportunities that I want, not that I need.
Yeah.
Then it empowers you, because now I don't have to be scared of saying no.
Yeah, that's true. Saying no, it's a huge conversation.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love this episode simply because it definitely gives them a different perspective. I know a lot of times they hear from a lot of coaches who are here in the United States. And so it's like, okay, well, we know what we do, but how does it look from the other side of the pond? How does it look when we're thinking about those who are in the UK and in Italy and Scotland? And so I thank you so much for coming in and shedding some light on that. Let them know how they can reach out to you and connect with you online, or if they want to work with you because they may hear, they may be in Italy and say, you know what, I want exactly what Giulia has.
Okay. Well, you can find me on both Instagram and Facebook, like The Crazy Plan, or on Facebook is Giulia Viti, The Crazy Plan. And I am starting a blog on Medium. I'm writing the articles, but it's not on yet. But anyway, if you follow the page or my Instagram, you can find everything there. And yeah, then we can connect. If you're not in Italy, because I have started approaching international clients, and those pages are actually in English, so we can do Zoom, we can do phone, as long as we understand each other's, we can do everything that we want. And thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love all that you're doing, and I get to see behind the scenes of what Giulia's been doing. And I think it was maybe like a few months back that she went live in the World Voice League group. And I was just like blown away. I was like, yes, we need this motivation. Yes, give it to us. And just watching her go live and do more videos, and she'll come in the group and go live. She'll go live over on Instagram. And, so many times we think that we have to do so much more. You have to have so much. We have to add all of these things, and you don't. Your time, your wisdom, your energy, that's valuable.
Oh, yeah.
And so I thank you for being willing to share with us.
Of course.
So, Speak Easy podcast listeners, you guys know I absolutely love you, because there is no Speak Easy podcast without our listeners. With that being said, make sure that you come and drop us a line. We want to know what you thought about this particular episode. If you go to bit.ly/Speakeasy Podcast Show, all lowercase, you can leave us a review letting us know just what you felt. But not only that, guys, you can go and check us out over on Facebook in the hashtag World Voice League community. We want to know what you have going on. With that being said, this is another episode of the Speak Easy Podcast. And until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.